And transition to the top of the screen. Hello, everyone. How are you doing, Mama?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Doing all right. Running a little behind, and of course, I forgot to turn the sound off on the phone. That shared. And just get this shared. Let's see. Has anything fun or exciting happened since last week?
Not that I recall.
Yeah. Um, yeah, nothing super crazy. Yeah. Let's get started because I don't have anything to talk about. Laura Smith 2173 says hello. Hello, Laura Smith. How are you doing this evening? And put that over there, and get started on some puzzles. First puzzle we're going to do today is all
It's not a Chip
arrows.
Sounders puzzle.
Yep. Chip Sounder wanted us to do some other people's puzzles and not monopolize, so we're gonna do more of his puzzles next week. Which is fair, but he's here quite often. Laura Smith says, "Doing well. How are you? I'm doing all right."
I'm doing all right.
Excited to do some puzzles. All right, first puzzle for today is in the chat. All arrows are given by Cane Apple. Normal 6x6 Sudoku rules apply. Digits along an arrow sum to the digit in that arrow's circle. Arrows in this puzzle point either up, down, left, or right. They never change direction, and all such arrows are given. That is, you could not draw any more of these straight arrows into the finished puzzle grid, even those that would overlap other arrows or their circles in any possible way. Chip Sounder says hello. Hello, Chip Sounder. Excuse me.
Looks like row 2, column 2 has to be 6.
4 and 5 go across. And well, these two are going to be tricky because all arrows in this puzzle are given. And so I guess first things first is, could I place a 3 on one of the ends? Well, if I did, then that arrow, then I could create a 3 arrow with 1 and 2 next to it, right?
Right.
So
Right.
that means 3 can't be on the end, and it must be here. Which makes this 4, 5, or 6. Well, it can't be a 6 because that would be a pair of 3s. It's 4 or 5, so 1 or 2. And so we get 1, 2, 6 here. And if this is a 4, this would be a 2. And if this was a 5, that would be a 1. Well, we know this one cannot be 1 or 2. If it was, then you'd have this 3, the 1, 2 there.
Row 6, column 4 cannot be 5 or 6.
Because this one is max 5. This one's just not a 3. I don't know why my throat feels weird today. I have my water, hopefully that helps. Okay, well, I'm gonna need to place a
Row
3.
4,
Go ahead, I was.
row 4, column 4
Mhm.
cannot be 5, because if it's 5, then it has to, the coming down that column would be 4, 3, 1, 5, 6, and you can't do that.
Okay. Could this be 4 then? You'd have 5,
That
3,
was 4,
2.
5, 3, 2, 4, 6. No. That has to be 6.
We know that's 8 or 10. Um. Oh, what would these two be? Although I guess if this is a 5, that's a 2, and you'd have 4 and 1 left. And a 4 and a 1 would be 2 and 5.
Yeah.
The 3 has to go up here, but I don't know if that's going to be an issue unless you put a 3 here and you just a 1 or a 2 can't be next to it. That would combine for 4 or 5. Laura Smith says if it is a 4 in column 4, we get 4, 3, 1, 6, 5. Excuse me. 4, 3, 1, 6, 5, and 2. If this is a 5, 4, 3, 2, 6, and then 4 and 1 in some order. Oh. One of these two has to be a 6. And we know that the 4 and the 5 here combine interestingly. If this is a 4, that's a 5, and both of those would be 1s. Laura Smith says one of those sounds wrong, but I don't know which. Which one are you referring to? Because if you're talking about the 43165, it would be the second one you said is correct.
Row 2, column 5, and row 3, column. Yeah, those two are the same either way.
Yeah. Which means that this one's the opposite. Does that mean that this, or well, one of these two is the opposite? What I'm saying is, or trying to ask, is if this is a 4, that's a 1. This would also be a 1. That would be a 2, which means I couldn't put a 6 here. And since the opposite is true if it was a 5, I can't put 1 or 2 here and a 6 here. So this is the 6, this is the opposite 1 or 2. And then a 6 of those two.
That would be a 6 red pair.
Right.
Which simply, yeah.
And now
Blue in column 1 has to be in box 6, or column 4. Sorry, is it? Yeah.
Now, red cannot be here. Red's one of these two. Wait, what am I saying? There's no reason why that couldn't be red. Yeah. I do still need to be careful where I place red because of where the 3 ends up in this top row. But there's nothing that means that can't be red. These two are the same. I'm gonna make those green. I'm gonna make this one purple. Which means this is a blue-purple pair. And then 3 can be black and 6 orange. There we go. So this would be black and green. This is orange and red. You'd think I would know the colors by now. I'm not colorblind. Red, purple, and black. Laura Smith says, wouldn't red in row 1, column 3 make a normal 3 arrow? If I put a 3 here, that would be a problem. And 3 over here, I've got to be careful with. The corner shapes are fine. Arrows in this puzzle point either up, down, left, or right. They never change direction. Okay, this is blue and purple. And this is green and black. We know that blue and green sum to 6. Does that mean that red and purple sum to 6 as well? Because if this is 4 and 2, then this is 5 and 1. Because this would be 4, 1, 5, 1. So this can't be purple, because red and purple sum to 6. So purple's gone, blue is gone. That's a 1, 2, that's a 4, 5. This one cannot be a 3. If this was a 4, that would be a 5, and that would be 1. So that would be 2. So that's 5. I think. But purple, red, and blue, green sum to 6. And red and blue together sum to 3. So black. I know what the colors these are. I'm not using yellow in this puzzle. And I already have red, blue, and green. And this one cannot be black. This one cannot be orange. I have green. Green
Oh, it can't have purple on the.
is blue. I don't know why my brain's getting fuzzy.
Yeah, my brain was fuzzy half last week. Maybe it was the week before. Whatever.
If this is a 4, that would be a 1. Oh, but that would be a 5, which isn't going to work. Because if I make this a 5, that would be a 5, those would be 2s, and a 4 and a 1. That can't be a 5. So this is 4, that's 5. 4, 1s, 2s, 5s. Okay, this one's a 2, that one's a 5. 2s are gone. Okay, blue's out, purple's out. I don't know
Well,
if I
row
need the
6.
colors still.
4 is off the circle and off the arrow.
Laura Smith says the 1, 6 is fixed in column 6. Ah, because if this was a 1, you'd have 4, 3, 1, and that would work. 3 and 5. Purple and black. And 4 and 3. Red is 1, 1, 6. And we have an orange 6 here. Orange 6 there.
Purple's resolved in box 3 because of the 5 and. Yeah.
3. And these two are not 3. Purple, 5. And then. Okay. Chip Sounder says 1 and 4 can't go next to each other in row 5. So that means we have 1 and 4 going this way. The 4 here makes that the 1, and this the 4. And 1s are red, 4s are green, and this is a blue 2. Not red, not blue, also not red, not green. 1, 4, 2. Here we go. That one was a really interesting puzzle, the way that the arrows all worked together. Let's see if this one's on Logic Masters Germany. Why is this in the German version? Am I not logged in? I'm not logged in. We'll solve that problem quick. Here we go. It is on Logic Masters Germany. Solution code is column 1. I am going to say that was a very nice puzzle. Do I call it an average puzzle, or do I call it a hard puzzle? I don't think that was
I wouldn't call it hard.
Right, let's go with average then.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's definitely not a puzzle that I would give to a beginner for these kinds of things. But next puzzle is going to be sabotage. I don't know how sabotage is spelled.
No.
That would be sabatogi. Alright, so we've got Sabatogi by Kenneth Stagg. Normal 6x6 Sudoku rules apply. Each of the following constraint types may contain no repeated digits anywhere in the puzzle. For example, if a purple line contains a 5, then no other purple line in the puzzle may contain a 5. Digits on a purple line must be consecutive. 2. Any set of 3 digits along a turquoise line must have at least one digit from each of the following sets: 1, 4, 2, 5, and 3, 6. Looks like that's a modular line. 3. Digits in cells separated by a V must sum to 5. 4. One digit is double the other in cells separated by a black dot. And 5. A blue square must contain an even digit. And each of the following constraint types may contain no repeated digits anywhere in the puzzle for their constraints. Alright. Well, that means that these are all going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me, all of the digits 1 through 6, and then also here 1 through 6. Those are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, whatever these two are, we know that it has to be either 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 6, because there are 3 of them, and they can't have repeated digits. So it can't be 1, 2, that would break the V. It can't be 3, 4, that would also break the V. So this has to be 5, 6. And now this has to be 1, 4. Excuse me, that's not how that works. No. Any set of 3 digits along a turquoise line must have at least 1 digit from the following sets: 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. And so these two have to be different sets, but they could be the 2 and the 3 from the 2, 5, and 3, 6 pair. Except we know that this is 1, 2, or 3, 4. So they can't be 2 and 3. But one of these has to be 2 or 3. But one of them is going to be 1, 4. We know that these two are going to be from the same set. These two have to be 1, 4, 2, 5, or 3, 6. How does that impact the 5? I don't think that impacts it enough. Okay. Well, these two have to be the same because, and this one, maybe I should make that blue and make it yellow. Hopefully that's not too close together. Actually, let's swap out for red for gray. Because we know that these two digits can't go on here. So then this cell, since it can't go here, 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 and it can't go there by Sudoku, this is in the spot it can go. And because this one can't go here, and it can't go on any of those, that's in the spot that it can go. And then we have yellow, and those two, gray, and those two, I'll leave that alone for now. Okay, well I already said that this cannot be both 2 and 3. So these two cannot be 1, 4. They're 2, 3, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4. And one of those is from 2 or 3. So then this one has to be 5 or 6. Oh, if we know that one of these is from 2 or 3, then this cannot be a 2, 3 pair. It must be 1, 4. So that's 2 or 3. And so this one cannot be the other from 2 or 3. It must be 1 or 4. Okay. And now these two cannot both be from 1, 4, but one of them has to be, so it's this one. The V in box 6 is now 2, 3. Put 1, 4 here. And, well, this one happens to be the opposite of those. Thank you, Chip Sounder. Oh, this is 5 or 6, of course. These two are from different sets, which means they could be a 2, 3 pair except for this. So one of those is 5, 6. I don't know which. We know these are 2, 4, or 6, but this one isn't a 4 because we have 1, 4 already. I guess those could still be a 5, 6 pair. We just have the 2, 3 going across. Those two are the same. So they're either 2, 5 or 3, 6. And these two would be the opposite. 2, 5, 3, 6. That's fine because they pair up with that one. Which doesn't align. This can still safely be anything other than 5, but it has to have 2 or 6 on it. Because if it didn't have a 2, then it couldn't be 1, 2 or 2, 4. And if it didn't have a 6 on it also, then it couldn't be 3, 6. And that's all of the options. So, whatever these are, they're not 2, 6. Now, whatever digit this is, it has to be one of those two. If this was there, then those would have to both be 4. And you'd have 1, 2, 6, 3. But then we just said that that was a 4, and that would have to be 1, 2. But is that right? I don't think I did that right. If this is a 4 and it's there, that would be a 1. So this would have to be 3, 6, and give us a 2 and a 5. If this and that are the same. But if this and that are the same, then it's not quite as easy. What am I missing? Row 3, column 2 is yellow. Row 3, column 2. Why does this have to be yellow? Because we know that gray is on here, which means gray is not on here, so yellow has to be on here. Okay, that's reasonable. Oh, and if this is yellow, it does not repeat here. That one has to be gray. And this digit has to be that digit. Yeah, and one of these is 2 or 3. So this one couldn't be the other 2 or 3. But we know that these two are the same. So let's mark these as red. Even though I was trying to avoid red and yellow earlier. That's fine. Now red can't be any of those. But the opposite of red, I guess I'm going to make that blue. It has to be on here. Now red has to be one of those, I don't know which.
Row 1, column 1, and row 6, column 3 are both yellow.
Right, because yellow can't go there.
That means row 6, the first two are a 5, 6 pair.
They sure are. And there's our 5, 6 pair here.
So,
Well, this one's 2, 3, and it's not.
and that's a
because
2, 3 pair.
Yeah.
So that tells you it's, yeah.
This blue is its partner. So this one has to be 5, 6. And since we know that one's blue, then this one's blue, so this one's red.
And column 2 has blue, so you can differentiate between blue and, yeah.
And gray can still be either of those.
But there's a 2, 3 pair in column 1.
Right. 3's gone.
And 2 is out of the even square. Column 1.
Okay, if I mark this green and this one purple, just to have these marked, let's give us those. Chip Sounder says red is placed in column 2. It sure is.
Oh, red in box 4 cannot be in column 4 or on the bottom. Oh, but it could be the even square if it's 2.
Yeah. This is what? Red and green?
Yeah.
So we get green and blue.
Yellow. No.
Gray.
Gray, yeah. I saw yellow underneath it, so of course, oh, hey, it's got to be this.
I'm not using orange in this puzzle. Yellow, green, gray. This one isn't. This is green or gray. This one is blue and purple.
All right, if you look at the Kropke dot, the right-hand side is green or gray.
Can't be a 5. So this is 2 or 3. Which means it
So
can't
therefore
be
it's
purple.
blue.
That's not me. Blue and green have to be either 2 and 5 or 3 and 6. But they could be 3, 6. So that could be blue and green. No, this one is 1 of 4. So now this one and that one have to be the same. So that's a 4, 6. Chip Sounder says if the dot is 1, 2, it puts 2 6s in box 3. I just rolled the 1 off because those two have to be the same. But the other way is if you put a 1 here and a 2 here, then you have 1 and 4, 2 and 6. And since this one has to be one of those two, and this can't be,
Well, and the two even squares can't both be 6.
yeah,
Because that would break the rule of
there's
they'll
a few
repeat it
ways
in
of,
the constraints. Well, they
few
can't
ways of
both be 6
breaking it.
anyway, but
Oh, no, never mind. Because that one can still be either of those. These two are from the same group. They're 2, 5, or 3, 6. Red is 2, 3, green is 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. Neither of these have to be 6, is the problem.
right.
If this is a 2, we get 5 and 6. Two here would be 2 and 1, 1 and 4, 2 and 3, and 4 are just fine. Same as 1 and 2 being just fine. What am I missing? I really want to do this, but if all of these are 2, then we get green is 5, and we have to have a 5 here and here. This would have to be the gray 4 then. 2, 4 on the dot doesn't work. Okay. If this was 2, 4, it breaks the Renban set. It makes yellow 1 and blue 2.
Yeah.
So we have 2, 4, and 1, and then red would have to be 3. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's way easier than trying to bifurcate the puzzle. So this is 3, that's 6, that's 2, 5, 3. Red is now 2. Ready? 6. Not green. 5 purple, greens are 6, yellows are 1, grays are 4. First try. Nice. That was it. I definitely was overthinking what was going on here. Yeah, that was a really interesting puzzle. I wonder where the name comes from. Why it's happy. And this was Sabatogi. She can't stand in Logic Master, sure. So, puzzle number 3 for today will be Magic 5. Put them in chat. Magic 5. In the chat if you'd like to give it a go. Magic 5 by Olive. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits along a purple line form a set of consecutive digits in any order, and digits in a cage sum to the total given. And that's it. Well, those two sum to 7, so that's 1, 6, or 3, 4. Lots of 10s. We've got 15 left over in those 3.
And one of them has to be 5.
Yeah. Excuse me. 5 has to be one of those 2. And 5 has to be one of these 2. This isn't long enough to require a 5 on it. But 5s also get pushed over here. So now where are 5s left over? They're all going to be in this grouping. Which means that these line up to be pushed away from 5. So they're either 1 through 4 or 6 through 9. And I think whatever these 2 are, they are the opposite of these. Because there's no way that I get 5 cells, or 5 digits to all be from 1, 2, 3, or 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excuse me, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can't put 5s there. I'm going to take 5s out of these because there are too many digits in that space. But this is going to be a red digit, specifically that red digit. And since all of, well, this could still be a 5. But the same thing is going to be true here. This has to be the red digit.
Well, and row 2, column 9, where is that in row 1? It works the same way. The blue goes there.
Because this can't be a 5.
And the same with row 8, column 1, yeah.
So yes, this one's a blue digit. So is that one. And then these 2 are red digits. Okay. But the
And
other
then it's a
digit,
red 5 pair.
right, which means these two have to both be blue. Because if these are two reds, then the other two reds have to be in the tens. And that's true on both here and here. And similarly, this is a two blue digits and a 5, and two blue digits and a 5. So the two red digits are here. That makes this one blue and that one red. And if this is blue, it cannot be consecutive with a red digit. So that one's blue, that one's red.
Well, and in the 12 cage in column 5, those are both red. So red is going to have to be 3, 4. Or, well, it's going to be the low digits.
Yeah. There we go. Fix that problem. I had a 50-50 chance of getting it right. So.
That means red is high. Yeah, box 5.
This can't be a 7, can it? Because this is either 987 or 567. Yeah, 7's not allowed there. Which means 7's not allowed there.
Row 6, column 6 is red.
So we've got two blues here, another blue in that 10, and another blue in that 10. Laura Smith says 1679 2678 for 2-3 in 4 box 5 without 3, 4, and 5. Last cell in row 5 is red. For 23. Oh, this one is red because everything else has been marked. And then Laura Smith says it was math on box 5 but doesn't do much right now. Okay. Oh, now this one, because of these two 10s and these two reds, this one has to be blue, so that one's red.
Right.
And now I've got my
And that
3 reds.
and the blue is a 1, 2, 1 or 2.
3 blues, but I already knew that was a red-blue pair. And those two were red. Okay. So now what? We've gotten...
Well, column 5, the 2 leftover blues are 1, or 1, 2, because there's a 3, 4 in the column.
Right. Okay. This is standing out the most to me, but I can't... The only thing I know is that 7 has to be on here.
Right.
Because it's either 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9. So this is 5, 8, or 9. I know these are red digits. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, because these two are consecutive, one of them has to have an 8 on it. So this can't be an 8, and that one can't be an 8. And because those two are consecutive, one of them has to have a 3 on it. But that's not as helpful.
Yeah, because nothing
sees both of them.
At least not in low. Or the two that do are already marked as a 1-2s.
Yeah.
Okay, if row 6, column 4, if that's 2, then row 4, column 6 is a 1. Oh, never mind. It doesn't. Then it doesn't matter.
I'm trying
I
to
was
think about
totally over.
where this cell is in this row. It can't be in this 10, and it can't be in that 10, and it can't be either of these. So one of those two has to be 8 or 9. The other has to be 5, of course. So 6 and 7 are gone from these. So then what about this 1, 2? Well, its partner, well, it can't be in either of the 10s, but its partner could be either of these 3. And the same is true. Oh, hold on. If the 8, 9 has to go with the 5 as one of these two, because it's partnered with this 1, 2 here and can't go in the 10 and it can't go there, where's the partner of this 3, 4? Well, we already showed that the partner that this 3, 4, that the partner of this 1, 2 is one of these two. So the partner of this 3, 4 can't be in either of these 10s for the same reason the partner of this 1, 2 can't be. So this one has to be 6 or 7. And that is what Chip Sounder just said, whereas the 3, 4 cell's counterpart in row 6.
The 10 cage in box 5 that's got
Yes.
8, 9 on top. If the top, if it's 9 on top, pairs with a 1, means it's an 8. It's along its Ren band, which is 2 with that cage, but then so is row 4, column 6.
Right. So this one can't be 9. So
that's an 8.
Yeah. Now these are 5, 8. So goes out. No, doesn't matter. Okay. Where is this 1's partner? Well, it can either go
It has to
here
be on the outside.
or here.
The 10 cage in box 4
10 cage
can't be 9.
Oh, right.
Look at that 10 cage. Yeah, it's 3,
and
7.
This is 3, 7 is gone. 3 is going from here, 7 is going from here, this one isn't a 7.
So it's the last 10 cage in row 4 has to be 2, 8. Because 1, 3, and 4 are all used.
That gives us 5 and 8.
The 4, 6 pair in row 6. So that's, yeah.
A 9 pair places 5. 7 is required. But if that's 5, then this has to be 6, 7, 8. Maybe 9 here. 8, 9. That's actually 5 some gray. That way everything has a color.
As a color.
8 or 9. Oh, that's 2 and 8. 1, not 8.
Except there's a problem in row 3.
What's
That's
the problem in row
left
3?
over is a red and a blue. But there are 4 red in box 3.
Yeah, and I just placed a 6, and those are both 7, so I did something wrong. What did I do wrong? I did something wrong. Okay. I know that you're right about this being an 8, and a 2 and a 1, and that being 3, 7. 4, 3, 7 is gone. 7, 7 out of there. That has to be 4, 6. Oh, it could be 1, 9 still.
Box 3 in row 3. If you look at those two, you cannot have both blue because that would be 5 blue in the row. So 5 has to be one of those two.
So that's not a 5.
So 5 has to be on the red band in box 1.
Yeah, the thing that I did wrong is I said that that had to be 4, 6 in this 10, and then that broke stuff moving around.
Yeah. Well, you took the 6 out of that, the right side of that cage in box 4, but okay, yeah.
This is 8 and 9. That one's 8 and 9.
Well, and that last
6, 7 there.
row 2, column 7 is blue.
Row 2, column 7. Blue.
Actually, so is row 6, column, or row 2, column 6. That's what I meant.
Blue. Red. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 reds. Laura Smith says 4 is not consecutive with 4. Thank you. That is definitely true.
Okay, yeah. Row 4, the 10 cage in box 6 is still 2-8.
So this is still 5, 5, 8. Not 5.
Not 8 either.
And then this one is, because this one is our 4, 6. 4 is gone. That one's a 9. This one's a 7.
And that 4, 6 does work in box 5.
And then we knew those two were paired as well.
Right.
6 or 8 means 2 or 4. That's not a 3. 2, 4, and 5. This is red. 1, 2, 4, and 5. Not 1, not 2. Well, one of these 10s has to be 1, 9, and it can't be the one on the right. So this one has to be 1, 9. So 1 is gone, that's a 2, that's not. This is a 1, that's not. This one's 2 or 4, so this one has to be odd.
Box 8. Oh, yeah, box 8, the right-hand 10 cage. It's either 3, 7, which it can't be, so it has to be 4, 6, because 1 and 2 are both of the low ones already taken.
Yeah. And then
which resolves the bottom of that cage.
5, 3, blue, gray, red, 5, 4. Laura Smith says 7, 9 pair in row 1. This is our 8. 2, 3, 3, 9, 2, 2, 2, and 8, 6. 2 is gone, 2 is gone. 2 is gone from all of those, 3 is from those, 2. This can't be a 1 because that's not a 2.
And the
If this
bottom
was a
can't
4,
be a
that
1
wouldn't work. So 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 5. This is blue. That's 1, so it's blue. 9, 1, 7, 9, 4, 1, 7, 8, 7, 6, 4, 9, 7. This is 5, so I still need that in that 3 or 4, the 3 here from over there. 1s, 3s, 4s, and 2s are all blue. 6s, 7s, 8s, and 9s are all red. I still need a 5. Be one of those.
6 is row 8, column 7, yeah.
So my 5's gray, my 2's blue, and 8 red, and then a red 9. There we go. We did it. I hope you enjoy solving it as much as I did setting it. Yeah. That was a really good puzzle. And 5 by Olive. Final row. There it is. Very nice puzzle. I'd probably say average. I think this one was easier than Sabatoki and all arrows given, and I think we gave both of those. Well, all arrows given we gave an average difficulty. But I thought it was on the harder side of average. And this one is definitely... I can feel my brain getting fuzzy. It was fuzzy earlier, so... Alright, I think we're going to push through one more puzzle. And then that will be it for today. I'm going to go ahead and submit that one. Let's spit on the other one. Alright, so last puzzle for today is going to be slice of balance. YY, get a parenthesis here, YY sandwich in parenthesis. And then a link in chat if you'd like to give the puzzle a go yourself. Slice of balance, YY sandwich, by Puzzle Tank. Normal Sudoku rules. Place the digits 1 through 9 in each row, column, and 3x3 box. Crop key. If digits are separated by a white dot, they must be consecutive. Yin-yang. Shade some cells such that all shaded cells are orthogonally connected and all unshaded cells are orthogonally connected. No 2x2 area can be entirely shaded or unshaded. Sandwich. Clues outside the grid give the sum of the digits strictly between 1 and 9 in the respective row or column. The full sandwich must be shaded if a sandwich clue is given, i.e., in the case of a sandwich clue of 6, the string of digits 1, 4, 2, 9 must be shaded in that row. Okay.
Well, there are two 35 sandwich cages, or sandwich clues. So those
So that
two.
shades everything.
Yeah.
And for the 20, I mean, we know this yellow is the 3 is unshaded. But the difference of 15 from the 35 is the remainder that's going to be unshaded in this row at the beginning. And so, it has to at least be these first 3 cells. Because in order to get 15 with a 3, I need at least 12 more, which must be done in at least 2 cells.
Okay, the 10 can't sandwich cage for column 1. Since a 3 cell, it's going to have to be a 2 cell 10. Because to be a 3 cell, it's going to either be 1, 4, 5, which you can't do. 2, 3, 5, which you can't do. There's a 3 in the column. 1, 3, 6 doesn't work.
Yeah.
And 1, 2, 7. So it's going to have to, it can't be 1, 9, 3, 7, or 4, 6. It's going to have to be 2 and 8.
And we know the entire rest of the column is unshaded because while it's not a requirement that only the sandwich is shaded in the rows and columns where the sandwich is, we know that the sandwich must be... Oh, we actually don't know that this is unshaded.
Right. We only know that the sandwich part is shaded.
Ah, what we do know is that there are no 2x2s.
Oh, right, yeah.
So those two we know are unshaded. Laura Smith says we also have a white dot in row 5. Why did I say that this was 2-8?
Because look at
Oh,
what you
because it
can
can't
make
be 1,
10.
9, 3, 7, or 4, 6. Okay. I completely forgot about that. And now these white dot in row 5, this is just consecutive digits.
Yeah, there's a 3 in row 5 on the white Kropke also.
Oh, the 3 here. This one's probably way more, and was probably what Laura Smith was talking about. The other white dot already has a 3. The option is 2 or 4. Yeah. That can't be a 1, because then it could pair with a 2. This can't be a 2, because it can't pair with 1 or 3.
Well, that 0 sandwich cage.
Mm-hmm.
For column 2. I guess it could be a 1 in box 4 and a 9 above it.
Yeah.
But 9 is going to have to be column 2 in either row 2 or 3. You can't have. Oh, yeah, the 9 could go in. No, the 9 can't go in row 1 because of the 20 sandwich cage.
Right. Yeah. So the 9 has to go over here. Now I can't get 20 in 2 cells, so this one isn't a 9. But I can get 20
in 3.
3.
Yeah. 5, 7, 8. Would work.
I wonder if it's possible to have a yin-yang puzzle like this, where all of the outside is shaded. Laura Smith says the 22 in column 7 is also at least 3 cells, and 9 is restricted to the first 4 rows. Because we don't have 9 here or here. And that's not a 9.
Well, and 1 can't go in box 3.
Yeah, this one. Because when the clues are large like this, I tend to prefer to think about the outside.
Yeah.
Because we know that neither of these are inside of the 20 inside of the sandwich.
Right.
And so we have 13 on the outside. So we've got the 8.
Five more.
Yeah. Which is either as one cell, or it could be 2. It could be a 2-3 pair. So we know that this is either 2, 3, or 5. And this is either 1 or 2, 3. And this is either 9 or 2, 3. But that's it. So the 9 can't go here. And so 1 is one of those two. Chip Sounder says 8 can't be on the dot in box 2. So the only even digits are 2, 4, and 6. So then that leaves 1, 3, 5. We can't have a 7. Laura Smith says, so 9 in box 6 has 2 spots. It sure does. Eight. The Chip Sounder says 8 in box 5 has 2 spots. So none of those. Where's 8 getting removed from the others? 8 in box 5 has 2 spots. Oh, if we look at box 2, the 8 is removed from here. We just showed it can't be on this croppy dot because of the 7 here and the 9 up here. And then this 8 here means 8 has to be one of those two, and then that rules it out of these two. And then Laura Smith asks, where is the 17 clue getting its 9 from? Well, it's not here, none of these, and it can't be, well, any of those either. So 9 has to be in box 7. How do we get the 9s to be here? And that's
The zero sandwich.
Because we know that this one's unshaded, so it can't be 1 or 9, because in this column, the 1 or 9 has to be on a
Well,
thingy.
that plus it's
But
a
even
zero.
if it had been,
A zero sandwich. 1 and 9 have to be together, so it can't be in box. So yeah, so the 9 hat for the 0 clue had to be.
then that leaves 1s like that. So where would the 1 for the 17 go? If this was the 1, then you'd have to have the 1 be up here. Let's say the 1 was here and the 9 was there. 17 can easily go in 3 cells. So that's not an issue. But if I make this the 9, can I put the 1 in here and have the 1 be there? Well, that's still 3 cells. So that's also fine. But it's going to be quite narrow for how things can go, because the 17 has to be done in 3. I can't use 8 and 9 in the sandwich.
Right. But it could go to 4.
Yeah. But regardless, one of those two is shaded. So we know this one is shaded, and it has to be at least 3. So those two are also going to be shaded. Could
But
be
it can't.
those two.
17 can't go
Let's
more than 4.
Because if it was 5, you'd have to start
Because you
with
can't
2.
use 1. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5 is
Yeah.
the minimum you can do, which is 14, and you need another 3.
And Laura Smith confirms that 17 and 5 needs a 1. So that means 1 is one of these two then, right?
Yes.
And that forces 1 to be one of those two. All of this is shaded. That's unshaded. Is this going to have to be shaded all the way around? This is starting to get kind of difficult for the unshaded cells to all make contact with each other, I think. Yeah, I could be wrong. All of these are going to have to be shaded because of how the 22 works.
Right. If that one's shaded, then what's above and below have to be yellow.
Yeah. But then they can wrap around easily enough because then this would just
Right.
connect. Which I don't know why. I was just thinking about that, and I was like, that can't work because then something will get isolated. I'm definitely brain fuzzy, which is so annoying. I had today off from work. Laura Smith says 22 can be up to 5 cells without needing 1 and 9. That's correct. Because we can put a 5 right here to match the 8. Although I think I'm going to need these two as well. Yeah, because the 9 is either this cell or that cell, and the 1 is either this cell or that cell. Either way, those two are going to be shaded.
Does the 14 sandwich have to be in 2?
Does it have to be
No, it
in
could be in
2?
3. It can be in 3. In
Yeah,
fact, it's
2
gonna
and
have to be in 3.
2, 4, and 8. Um, Laura Smith says that makes me want to yellow the rest of column 8, but I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to either,
Well,
although it's pretty close to needing it. But if we shade anything along there, the rest has to be yellow.
right.
Yeah, because of the 2x2s.
Mhm.
I'm still wondering whether or not we can shade everything going around the outside. 2, 3, 4, 5 does not work for math to get 14.
Right. Yeah, that's 14.
Oh, excuse me. Alright, maybe we shouldn't have done the last puzzle, because I'm just going to embarrass myself, because I can't read, I can't do math, I can't do anything. It can be 4 cells. So 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, be all of those.
And 9 would be on the left and 1 on the right. 9 1 on the left. Gee, I
Yeah,
don't know my right from my left, apparently.
yeah. Whenever I get brain fog, left and rights go out the window.
Alright, then look if we look to see what would have to be shaded. Now that would work.
Where can the 9 for the 14 go? We know it can't be any of those, and it can't be either of those. The 9 is either here, or it's here. If this was the 9 somehow,
Right?
then 14 has to be at least 2 cells. It could be a 6 and an 8. And I could put a 1 here. Laura Smith says my left and right are this way, which is towards me, and that way away from me. That does make sense for this way and that way being towards and away. And left and right are definitely difficult. But yeah, they're all really easy to mix up. Chip Sounder says the 20 sandwich in row 1, if the outies are either a 5-7 pair or 3 cells summing to 12 without 1 or 3. Excuse me. The 20 sandwich in row 1, if the outies are either a 5-7 pair or 3 cells summoned to 12 without 1 or 3, so 2, 4, 6 either goes in the sandwich or 5-7 does. Okay, I understand. So either this is 5-7 or these 3 are 2, 4, 6.
And the same for around the 8.
Yeah. Where's the 1 for the 14? It's none of these. And we know it's not there. Different spaces. Laura Smith says, I learned to drive with this way and that way, so left and right didn't exist. If my dad said this way, it was towards him, passenger. That way was away from him. Interesting. So that would mean well, now I'm trying to figure out whether or not to assume you drive in a car where the driver's seat is on the left or on the right.
That's quite profound. The driver's seat is either on the right or on the left.
But I'm trying to figure out which one Laura Smith is. The driver's seat is on the left in my vehicle. Okay, the same as mine. So that would mean this way would be your right. And that way would be your left. And I was trying to figure out whether or not that would swap your dad's left and rights, but I think it's just the brain fog that was getting confusing for that one. Because towards him would still be right. So that would still be this way for him. And so it would both be rights. So yeah, I think that was just brain fog getting confused with the possibilities there. Anyway, Laura Smith says 1 for 14 is in box 1 or box 2. Yeah. Alright. Can I get through the brain fog? Because we've got 9 minutes left. Because we've still got this 15 that has to be shaded. And the 14 has to be shaded. And then we just have to avoid all of the 2x2s. But I don't even know if we have to avoid... Oh, wait a second. We can't have checkerboards in this puzzle regardless. Because it's going to isolate something. So, yeah. I was trying to think whether or not if we just simply looped around everything, if that would result in a checkerboard. But regardless, either these two connect and isolate this one, or these two connect and isolate this. There's no way, even if the shaded cells loop all the way around the edges. Okay. So we know one of those two is yellow. If it was this one,
then the other one has to be
9681.
If row 3, column 3 is a 1, then row 4, column 2 has to be a 1. Because you have to have a 1 for that 0. And that makes a checkerboard, and you can't do that.
Well, it's going to make a 2x2. Not a checkerboard. But it still applies.
Oh, right.
This is the 1. And now 17 has to be done in 3. So then this is the 9. And that's shaded. And then this is yellow.
And yellow has to go up.
Yeah.
In column 2.
Okay. Chip Sounder says if the 3 in the corner is gray, won't that imply that row 1 would be a 3-5 sandwich? I don't think so, because I don't think the shading leads to anything. If row 3 ends up being shaded, then the entire outside is shaded. Or no, that's not true.
Well, and you need to shade row 2, column 2 for that 1-9 for the 0 sandwich.
Right.
And
Oh,
in row 2 or column 1, yellow has to escape up and around.
Right.
Now, I don't know what it does in box 4, but it has to go up and around in box. But yeah, we don't know which way it goes. All right.
Three corners gray. That'd be implying row 1 would be. Oh, it would not be a 35 sandwich. The shading is not just the sandwiches. The sandwiches must be shaded, but they don't have to be the only things shaded in their row. Because if we look at column 7, we know that these two are shaded, but they're not part of the sandwich in that column. Yeah, that was a mistake I made at the very beginning of the puzzle. We didn't prove that this had to be unshaded until Mum spotted the problem with this being a 1 and creating a 2x2. And then because of that, then we add the 17 being like so, and then the yellows have to escape around.
All right. Well, now that 14 sandwich for row 3.
Oh, right.
We know
So
one end.
These two, and then here. So then this is yellow. Because this can still be an 8 and a 6. No 2x2s. Laura Smith says 4 options for 17 in 3 cells. 2, 7, 8, 3, 6, 8, 4, 5, 8, and 4, 6, 7. Chip Sounder says row 4, column 1, can't be a 1. Can't do a 1 cell 14 sum.
Right. Row 4, column 3.
Right.
It was just a boo-boo.
Yeah, we're all dealing with the brain fog tonight.
Well, now you're saying row 3, row 4. That's all right. It's foggy brain time.
It's a good thing that well, I was going to say something, but then the brain fog took it away. No 2x2s because of here. Now no 2x2s because of there. There we go. Got that situated. Yeah, it's something about. Go ahead.
In row 1, column 4 cannot be shaded or cannot be yellow, because to avoid the 4x4 or the 2x2, the one below it would have to be gray, and that doesn't work. So that's how the yellow escapes in. And it has to go down. Well, no, because it could go around and come up through the middle. Never mind.
Or go around. Like so.
Yeah.
The thing I was going to say is that it's a good thing communication is not not 100% about the words and symbols used, but includes the context around it, so that when incorrect words and stuff are used, context allows for some error correction. Because there are so many times where I'm trying to communicate an idea, and I'm like, okay, I have failed to come up with the right words, but I'm sure I've said enough things that the idea comes across anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I will continue searching for the words. Laura Smith says, where is 15 getting its 1? 15? No, it has to be in here somewhere. It can't be there. And it can't be there.
And where is it getting its 9?
Well, we know this one can't be the 9, so that's going to force it for the 20. If 15 is 4 cells, there's only one option. But 15 can be 7, 8. Well, it can't be 7, 8, so it can't be in 2. So it has to be at least 3.
Oh, and sorry, I'm gonna interrupt here. Since you just placed that 9 in row 1, we know that the other two in row 1 in box 1 are going to be 5, 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chip Sounder confirms that as well. But that was stuff that was discussed earlier. And then, does the 15 have to be in 4? If it is in 4, then we include 1 and 9. So yeah, 1 would have to be down here. If it's in 3...
Well, there are only 3 spots where a 9 can be in that column.
Okay, it can't be in 4. because if the 15 was in 4, you'd have to have your 1, 9 be in these two spots, both of which see a 9. So that proves that it can't be in 4, therefore it must be in 3. And that means that it either looks like this or it looks like this. And I put the 9 here and the 1 here. 9 and 1. Or I put the 1 here and the 9 there. In either case, all of these are going to be shaded. And now this 7 has to escape. And now this one is goes like this. Apparently this is a 9 to make the 22. Chip Saunders said, "This puzzle is giving me deja vu, hold on." And then Laura Smith says, "Progress, I like it." And then Chip Saunders says, 54:45 it took me. I knew it looked familiar. Alright, now yellow has to escape up this way, and now it has to escape around this way, and now we've solved the yin-yang portion.
Well, and so the 22 sandwich, we know where the 1 is.
Right. And we did end up with a 2-3 pair at the end. Huzzah!
And that 2-3 resolves the white Kropke in row 5.
Right. 8, 9, 1, 4, 2, 3. And 5, 7 right here makes this a 6. If it will stay a 6. And then the 15 and 3. 1, 8, and 9 are all gone. The top one is not. Well, none of them are a 3 because of the 3. None of them are a 7 because of the 7. This one isn't a 4. This one isn't 5 or 6. And now 2, 4, 5, and 6 are 17. So that I can't use a 2 because I need 15. 4 and a 5, 6 pair. Chip Saunders says, "It is Groundhog's Day after all." Laura Smith confirms 4, 5, 6. These two are what, 8 and 2? And 1, 9, 8 and 2. And then this one isn't a 4. This one isn't a 4. This one is apparently a 6 because it sees 3, 4, 7, and 5. As well as 2, 8, 1, and 9. 6, 8. 6's are gone from here. 5 and 7 from here. 6 means 11 is left over. I'm going to need something greater than 6.
There's
so
a
that's
3, 5, 7
4.
triple in the column.
7, 5, 3, 7. 8's gone from here and placed. 5 and 6 is placed. 2 and 3. What's left over here? You see a 5 or an 8. There is an 8 here, so that was wrong.
6. 2 and 3.
These 3. 1, 2, and
2
9.
and 9.
These 2 can't be 9. This one's 2. This one's 9. This one's 1. This one's not a 9. These 2 are what, 9 and
2 and 2.
Column
3 and 8 for row 4.
8. 5, 7, and 1.
1.
And this one's not 1, so it's here. Okay, column 5. 2,
2, 3,
7,
and 7.
2, 7, 3. Now I have to have 5 as one of those two. Well, these two. 4 and 6. Which makes this 8 and 7. Let's do these. 7, 8, 9, 3, 2. And neither of these are 1. This one's also not a 4.
So
Laura Smith
there's
confirms
only
4,
one
5,
spot
6,
for a 1.
1. There is.
Two, 3, 4, 5, 6.
8, 2, 3, 3, and 4. We know 5 has to be one of these. It's not one of those.
Right.
5 has to be one of those two. Chip Sounder says
14 sandwiches done.
Right, because this had to be 6 and 8. A 5, a 2, a 4, a 6. Four here, 2, 3, 8, 2, not a 4. Leaves 7s left in this row. 5, 6, and I'm about to say a 2, but it looks like it's a 4. 6 and 5 are removed. 4, 5, 6, and
8.
This one's
Not 4,
4
but 8.
6. Okay.
Row 2 would be 4 and 7.
4, 7, 5.
And then 2
8,
and 3
6,
for row 3.
3, 2, 3, 5, 6, 6, and 5. And we did it! Only 11
Woo!
minutes overtime. Yeah. I don't even know, like, if this one is on Logic Masters Germany. How I would rate that one, because my brain was broken the whole time. Shaded cells in row 6. Row 6, but only the shaded cells. Very nice puzzle. So, as far as actually the techniques used to solve the puzzle, I guess I'm probably going to say average on this one. Which is 1 star greater than what most everyone else is rating it. So that's usually where I rate puzzles. Anyway, to try and combat the difficulty deflation.
Okay, Chip Sounder, which puzzle wasn't tricky? You said 3 tricky puzzles.
We got through
4.
We got through 4 today. So we had all arrows are given. Sabatogi, Magic 5. I think Magic 5 is probably the easiest one for today. But Slice of Balance was messed up because of the brain fog. Laura Smith said, I had Godoku Killer Cage combination website open the whole time. Nice. And then Chip Sounder, I must have missed one doing some work. That happens. Or a mistype or something else. Who knows? Alright. Well, that is going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. If you'd like to see more content on this channel, that will be The Last of Us Part 1 on Wednesday in the early afternoon, and then when I get home from work. If you would like to see a cooperative RPG, that will be Hammerwatch 2 on Saturday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I guess I should have said Wednesday for The Last of Us will be early afternoon, around 4:30 Eastern Time. But yeah. And then Chip Sounder says, looking forward to the speed run next week. So we are going to be working through Chip Sounder's 20 puzzle 6x6 Sudoku set. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. But with that, I think that is all of the things.
So we have to average 6 minutes a puzzle.
That is true.
To get through the entire run.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what we can do. Chip Sounder says, I pitch a 90-minute set time this summer easy. Alright. Well, challenge accepted. We just gotta we gotta make sure that we get
Adequate sleep.
yeah, adequate sleep. And I don't know, I sort of run into my limits every time. So I don't know. We'll make it work. Alright. With that, have a wonderful day, night, or other time, whenever you are watching this. We will see you next time.